Hey everyone, welcome to Cinema Safari. Today we're taking a trip back to prehistoric times, talking about the end of Oak Street. So the end of Oak Street, we see Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway star as a married couple with two children, and their neighborhood, due to an anomaly, gets transported into prehistoric times, and they have to adapt to their new surroundings and try to find a way to get back to the present time of, I believe, 1973 or 83, and that the present time in the film is set. Very interesting film, great concept. Excited to talk about it. So join us as we dive into the end of Oak Street. So the end of Oak Street, like I said, stars Ewan McGregor and Hathaway as a married couple. Produced by J.J. Abrams, which that's the thing for me. Before I knew anything about the film, I thought he directed the film at first, but he was just a producer on the film. But no, I love J.J. Abrams, everything he does, so I was excited for the film. And obviously, Ewan McGregor and Hathaway, they're both amazing as well. Going into the film, I definitely enjoyed the film. After watching the trailer and then the film, definitely different to a degree from what I expected after seeing the trailers and stuff, which was interesting and kind of cool. The dialogue definitely felt cheesy during a lot of the film. It didn't necessarily feel as a serious film as the trailers kind of depicted it as. Obviously, a lot of serious parts in it, very dark tone for certain aspects of it, but it definitely had more comedic intentions for a lot of the film than I expected going into it, which was interesting. And some of it worked and some of it kind of felt a little out of place. There were certain things that were written in that were kind of, I don't want to say annoying, but kind of things, and I'm gonna spoil some stuff, so if you haven't seen it yet, you may not want to keep watching right now, but when at the end of the film, we'll jump to that for a second, when they Anne Hathaway and the two kids are trying to get to the portal to get back to the present time, the build up to it, the dinosaurs are coming, and the sun's getting ready to jump, and the portal's going in and out. Obviously, we all know he's gonna miss. It's there. So that kind of the anticipation and certain things like that throughout the film kind of made it a little of a letdown in some ways. But it was still an entertaining film, and the part where the T-Rex showed up and Ewan McGregor ended up getting eaten by the T-Rex was kind of didn't expect that at all. So that was actually a really that was probably one of the best parts of the film in a way, because you didn't expect that. And a lot of the film, story-wise, you kind of expected what was going to happen for a lot of it. So that part was obviously, you don't want to see him get eaten, but like definitely not something we expected as an audience. At least I didn't. So that was actually a refreshing and cool part of the film from that aspect. Also, that like slug dinosaur. I don't even know what that was, but definitely didn't expect that to be, like that. So when he came into the house and like about to like chomp up Anne Hathaway before the son like stabbed him or like shot him with an arrow or whatever, that was kind of cool because like we didn't expect him to be scary like that. So like those two parts in particular, I thought were actually like some of like the best parts of the film, story wise, and but visually, I thought it was really good. The dinosaurs looked great. Definitely a lot of fun in the film, as well as definitely moments of, I don't want to say like horror, but definitely those more intense moments. So it definitely had a good mix of tension and comedic moments. I honestly might have liked to see a little more of that tension and darker moments, maybe a little more than the comedy. Personally, I think they might have put a little too much comedy in the film, or cheesiness in the film. But honestly, that's just my opinion, how I thought watching it. So you might agree, you might not agree with that, that's fine. That's kind of how I felt watching it. But still, definitely entertaining. I still enjoyed the film. As I said, a lot of the film, not what I necessarily expected going into it. But definitely had its good moments. And jumping to the end of the film, it was a nice touch where Ian McGregor, who, like at the beginning of the film, delivered pizzas. So at the end of the film, Anne Hathaway on the payphone, she calls him to deliver pizza to wherever they're at, outside of that neighborhood, because they know it's about to get sent to the prehistoric time. So that was a nice heartfelt moment to kind of wrap up the film, which is pretty cool. I like that, and I thought it was a nice ending to the film. I will say also that, and maybe I just missed it when I watched the film, but I don't remember if they really explain how the anomaly started or why it came to that specific area that was transporting like prehistoric things to their neighborhood or vice versa. So, and maybe I just missed it, but I kind of would like more explanation on why that started happening. So that was kind of something that I would have liked to see. But overall, definitely had fun with the film. I know some people were kind of comparing it to, especially the recent like Jurassic World movies, as being kind of an improvement on those movies. In the terms of having like dinosaur type movies. People are saying that it's kind of an improvement over some of those recent movies. So, but seeing those dinosaurs, definitely something fun. And I love dinosaurs, so I'm excited every time I get to see a dinosaur on the screen. But yeah, definitely a fun film, definitely very entertaining. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the film, if you enjoyed it or not. Any improvements you might have wanted to see in the film. And yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for support, and next episode we will be talking about most likely Insidious. I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but yeah, probably Insidious next film. Might talk a little about D23, some this past weekend. A lot of big reveals from that. So the episode might just be, D23 related next time, instead of Insidious, but we'll see. Don't know for sure. But yeah, I'm excited about that, and we'll see you all next time.